So you've been a seasoned iron hoister for umpteen years, free weights, machines, cables, all the good stuff at the local gym, and you've built up a decent amount of muscle and strength to boot. But for one reason or another, the world of bodyweight training is calling your name. And while the idea of portability, efficiency, maybe a little bit easier on the joints as you're getting older is enticing, in the back of your mind, you can't help but shake off the fear. What are the chances of losing some of your gains in that transitory process? Well, there's always the chance that it could go the other way, like it did for me when I changed over to bodyweight training. I actually made more progress than I was doing with the weights. But let's be realistic here. Lots of people, when they switch out heavier weightlifting for bodyweight training, yeah, a lot of people do lose muscle and strength in the process. And today I'm going to be sharing with you why that's happening and how you can prevent it in the first place. See, the common mistake is to blame or credit the actual strength training method for the results or lack of results there within. When in reality, the method ideally shouldn't really matter at all. Instead, what usually happens is when people change modalities, they inadvertently change their programming and working their muscles differently from one method to the other, and that's why they're getting different results. So a common example might be bench press. You're doing like a 5x5 with 225, let's say. So nice and heavy, only getting about 5 repetitions at a time, really good power building kind of approach. But then you go and you're like, I'm done with the bench press, my shoulders can't take it anymore, time for push-ups, and suddenly you get these lofty ideas of I've got to be able to do 100 push-ups in one shot, and that's just the warm-up, and I'm going to do 500 push-ups a day, and so on. And what you've actually done is gone from something that's heavy and low rep to light and high rep, and then we're wondering why we're getting different results, and we mistakenly blame the method when in reality it's the program that's gotten all changed up. So when you change over to a different method, what you want to be paying attention to is that your muscles are working and roughly feeling exactly the same between the two. 5x5 on the bench press, 5x5 with progressive push-ups. It shouldn't really change that much on a fundamental level, because if it doesn't change how your muscles are working, then the results should pretty much be about on par or even maybe a little bit better. The way I recommend doing this is to have an integration of the new method within the program you're already doing with the old method. That way you can get like a contrast and compare experience between the two. You've got your bench press and it feels a certain way. Then on the next day or in the same workout or however you want to do it, you also try some progressive push-ups, and you want them to feel as closely the same as far as your muscle intensity and work as possible. And if they're not, then we look at that and be like, okay, why is that so different? And you can look into coaching, you can look at education to figure out why is that making my muscles work so differently, and then you can bring the two closer together over time. And then once you've accomplished that, then it's just completely up to you and your personal preference. Maybe you have a balance between the two and you have bodyweight days and then you have weight days. Maybe you transition more to bodyweight training and you supplement with the weights or vice versa. Or you could just go completely to one versus the other just because you like to and know in confidence that it's not really going to result in anything different because fundamentally you're still using your muscles in the same way. So hopefully that gives you something to think about. If you want to check out more on my methods for building muscle and strength with calisthenics, check out my book, Grind Style Calisthenics, as well as the free Grind Style Calisthenics program. The first month is up here to get you started. And thank you very much for watching. Like and share and all that. Leave your comments and questions down below. Be fit, live free.